We're going to talk about the Duke and Duchess of Sussex at the wedding yesterday, and we were talking about it earlier. We're going to talk with our American commentator, Kinsey Schofield, who's with us now. But first of all, Isabel is going to see what you are saying about this.
Oh, it's got everyone talking, because I was trying to believe that maybe she'll bite her lip from now on.
And my point was, as soon as the funeral was over and she got into that Rolls-Royce with Harry and it drove away, her first words were going to be, well... And it was going to start from then, as any normal couple would do.
Well, Sue Ashcombe-Hurt, she says, sorry, Isabel, I'm with Eamon on this one. I worked with women who suffered domestic abuse for almost 12 years, and I see Meghan as an abuser. The next one, this one's from, it doesn't have a name, Baz in Cardiff. Eamon is spot on. Fairy tales are only in books, and that's not Harry and Meghan's genre at all. Robert Roby says, shame, the bloke could have sung the national anthem. I didn't spot this. Did Prince Harry not sing the national anthem yesterday? God save the King. Couple of emails saying that. Keith Hewitt also saying, I'd like to ask Eamon, so you know, why Prince Harry didn't sing the national anthem. And finally, Olwyn Scattergood has said, watch out, Isabel. I have to say, Meghan Markle, those were crocodile tears. Ooh.
Well, my point is, it would be easier for her than anyone else to go and cue the tears.
Oh, stop
I mean,
it.
I don't wish to be... There are those who would say, not me, there are those who would say that as a trained actress, she's taught to cry and, you know, evokes...
Great granny to her children.
But there is an interview where Meghan says, I can cry out of one eye on cue.
You're joking.
That exists. It was, I think it was either Maxim or GQ, but it's a video interview where she says, oh, yeah, I can just cry out of one eye whenever I want to. I'm not saying that that's what happened. I just wanted to... That's a fact. That fact exists.
Okay. All right, then. That's depressing. So, listen, Kinsey...
Was it her left eye? Because that's what was watering in that picture there. But she looked magnificent. She looked gorgeous.
Stunning.
She looked graceful.
Yeah. Yes.
With there, yeah.
So what are your overall sort of takeaways? Because obviously you're going to go to the States now, back to LA, where, of course, they'll be flying back to
Maybe
reunited with their children. Probably not. They'll be in a private jet. You know, do you think that they'll have healed any rifts?
I do think they behaved themselves over this process, but we know that Meghan's got a Variety magazine coming out. We don't know what she said in that interview. She has said things that were harmful towards the royal family in previous interviews, like the Cut magazine. So I think that we have to wait and see when it comes to Harry and Meghan. Things are already in the process. They've in the background working.
Look, here's my view. I mean, what do I know? I know nothing. But I would theorise about this, and I would say... This has given her 5 days, 6 days of huge material, both promotional material and stuff for which to attack the royal family, because she's going to sit there and say, well, I was placed in this seat, I was placed in this row, I was, you know,
we weren't
not
invited
treated.
to the reception at Buckingham Palace on the Sunday
and
night.
And there will be a reason, and the reason will always come back to, well, it must have been my race, it must have been my colour, why I was excluded from this.
But I think mainstream general public realize that it's probably because they can't keep their mouths shut that they're excluded. I think that that's common sense. They talk too much, and the British royal family, they're in a fragile position right now, and they need to protect themselves. And I think that that's what they're doing by distancing themselves.
And you can see that etched all over Prince William's face.
I'll tell you what I could also see. I could also see that he wanted to be there, that he was born into that. We've seen enough of her, right? Right. So basically, when he was in the church and he was singing and he was there in his uniform, whatever, surely he's saying, this is what I was born for, not to live in, where does he live? Monte Cristo or something?
Montecito.
Monte Cristo.
He's the Count of Monte Cristo.
Well, I think that Prince Harry did look sad throughout the process, but the stark contrast to Prince William, who was so proud of his family,
yes.
so proud of the tradition, and really so proud of his children.
Oh, beautiful.
Watching the Prince and Princess of Wales engage with their children was one of the highlights of my day yesterday. Those children are so strong. You can tell they have compassionate hearts like their grandmother and Princess Diana. And I just think that they're the future, and I think the future is bright with the Prince and Princess
Kinsey,
of Wales.
you tweeted a picture that I hadn't actually seen anywhere else, and that was the Princess of Wales comforting her daughter, Princess Charlotte. Were there tears shed, or was it a kind of moment of getting something out of her eye? But it looked like a moment I had missed.
Yeah, I don't think that we actually saw tears, although I saw that circulating online. It did seem just like a sad moment where she was loving on her daughter, and it was like the perfect caption. But I think it reflected all of our hearts yesterday. I mean, yesterday was beautiful. You should be so proud of your country. I was proud to be here to experience that. And I think that it was the perfect reflection of yesterday. We were all aching for the family, aching for, the Queen, but there was comfort in each other.